Hi, welcome to the video solution for physics past paper. This is Cambridge O-Level Physics May-June 2021, paper code 5054, paper 12. This is second video of the series, so let's start. Question number 21. Which statement about the thermal expansion of solid, liquid and gas is correct? Liquid do not expand, liquid expands more than gas. So this is basically comparison, which state expands more and which one expands least. So you know that if you give a equal amount of heat, so solid has a least expansion and the gases are most expansion and liquid is in between. So liquid do not expand. No, this is wrong. Liquid expands more than gas. No, this is wrong. Liquid expands more than solid but less than gas. This is true. Liquid expands the same. No. So option is C. Which row describes the shape of a liquid and arrangement of its molecules? So it's easy question. You need to see how molecules behave in liquids and what are the shape of the liquid. So there's no shape of the liquid. Liquid always takes the shape of the container. So there is no fixed shape for liquid. This is wrong. Liquid takes shape of the container. Both descriptions are correct. We need to now decide on the basis of second column. So the arrangement of the molecules are regular or not regular. This is liquid, not regular. Option is C. Question number 23. Air in sealed container of fixed volume is heated. We have a fixed volume closed container. Air is heated inside. The pressure of the air increases. How do the molecule of air cause this increase in the pressure? The molecule expands and push on the container with the greater force. So the half of the statement is correct. So the molecules are pushing with greater force, but the problem is because of the fixed volume, molecule does not expand. So molecules or distance between molecules remains the same because volume is not changing. It is a fixed volume. So molecule expand. No, this is wrong. Molecules move at the same speed. No, because you are heating, so speed should be more. This statement is wrong. The molecules move faster and hits the container more often. Yes, because of the high heat, they start moving faster. Because of increase in kinetic energy, speed is increased. And due to high speed, they collide with the wall of the container more frequently. That's why pressure is increased. So option should be C. Let's check part D. The molecule move further apart. Of course, there is no, molecules do not move further apart because volume is fixed. So option is C. Question number 24. A ray of red light in air enters a semicircular block. Which diagram shows the partial reflection and the refraction of the rays? So partial reflection and the refraction going on. So clearly you see that the ray is coming from air. This is the glass block and this is the reflection. And this is refraction. So in reflection, the important thing is angle of reflection must be equal to angle of incidence. So if you visualize your normal in diagram A, this will be your normal line. Clearly, incidence angle is greater than reflected angle. So this is wrong reflection diagram. Similarly, option B is wrong because incident angle and reflected angles are not the same. Diagram C, yes, it looks like that incident angle is equal to the reflected angle. So they seems to be equal. But the problem is the refraction. This is the refraction rate that is moving towards the normal, and we have a refraction from glass to air. So this is the glass and this is air, and this ray is refraction from glass to air, more dense to less dense. So the refracted ray should move away from the normal. So this is the wrong bending as per the refraction. So this ray should move away. Now the part D, yes, the reflection is true. Incidence angle is equal to the reflected angle, and the refracted ray is moving away from the normal because this is more refraction from more to less dense. So this is true diagram. So option is D. Question number 25. An object of height 1.5 centimeter is placed in front of converging lens of focal length 2 centimeter. The arrangement is shown on the full scale ray diagram. This is important statement, full scale diagram. That means the grid has particular measurement, and which is given here, full scale. So you can see that the 5 boxes, you can call this as 1 centimeter on the x-axis, and 5 boxes you can call them as 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter is the given dimension. What is the linear magnification produced by the lens? So linear magnification M is in this case, because we are given height of the object, and so we can say that magnification is defined as height of the image divided by height of the object. Height of the object is given 1.5 centimeter. We need to figure out height of the image. Now this is the position where image starts, and this is the height. So if you call these, the total number of boxes you will find here as 15, if you can count. So this is 5, this is 5, and this is 5. So 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. As per this grid, height is 3 centimeter divided by height of the object 1.5 centimeter. So magnification will be 3 upon 2, 2 goes up 3, so 2. So magnification is 2. Option is A. Question number 26. In which optical instrument is the distance between the object and the lens is less than the focal length of the lens? If you recall that there is a certain situation in which we put object for a converging lens, this is the optical principal axis. Suppose this is the focus and this is the focal length. We have another focus on the other side. You can consider F. Now, so the object distance is less than the focal length. That means the object is here. This is object. So this is the object distance. And this object distance, U, is less than the focal length. And in this case, if object distance is less than the focal length, or object is inside the focus and the lens, then this lens behaves as magnifying glass. So in case of magnifying glass, we have object distance is smaller or less than the focal length. That's why we have enlarge and a virtual image. I am not drawing exact diagram, something like that. and then you can visualize it. So okay, so option is B. It is magnifying glass. Question number 27. Which two waves are component of electromagnetic spectrum? So if you know your electromagnetic spectrum, then you can give easily answer, or you can choose the correct answer of this MCQ easily. Light and sound. Light is a part of electromagnetic spectrum but not the sound. Water and infrared. Infrared is a part of electromagnetic but not the water wave. Ultrasound and ultraviolet. Ultraviolet is a part of electromagnetic spectrum but not the ultrasound. Part D, X-ray, and yes, X-ray and microwave both are part or component of electromagnetic spectrum. So option is D. In fact, it is a good idea if you can remember the electromagnetic spectrum, and it is good to draw or to memorize the order. So this is a visible range, range for human, Vib-Georg, and then this is the visible for human. This is electromagnetic. This is the light that we see. And then after red we have infrared, and then we have microwave, and then we have radio wave. On the left side before violet we have a ultraviolet, and then X-rays, and then we have gamma rays. So this is basically the complete electromagnetic spectrum. Question number 28. The sound from a ship is reflected by cliff. An echo is heard by a sailor on the ship 4 seconds after the sound is made. The speed of the sound in air is 320 meter per second. How far from the cliff is the ship? You need to find the distance. This is clearly pulse and echo question. Pulse, echo. And what is pulse and echo? So you have some source of wave or generally sound. This is some obstacle. You send a pulse and the pulse reflect from the obstacle and then return. So this is called pulse, and the return one is called echo. And if the distance from the source to the obstacle is S, remember S I am using for distance. This is the symbol that we use in higher level, in A level. That's why I always ask my students to use the symbol, so they have habit to use S for distance, not for speed. But if you wish, you can use D. It's your choice. This is not some kind of a standard, but this is generally we do. So S is the distance. Now you know that as per definition, velocity or speed is distance divided by time. S not the speed, S is the distance. Distance divided by time. In this case, distance covered by the sound or the wave is 2s. So actually this formula should be written as V is equal to 2s upon t, because the total distance is double of one-sided. And now you know that if you make S as a subject, S is equal to V into t divided by 2. That's how you can find the distance of from the source to the obstacle. So you multiply speed with time and divided by 2. So you need to find the distance from the cliff to the ship. So S is equal to speed of sound 320 times time 4 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 cancel. So this is 640. Distance is 640 meter. Option is B. Question number 29. Students are asked for the use of ultrasound. You can give answer or you can choose correct option. If you read your textbook and you find the uses of ultrasound. So 3 suggestions are there. 3 suggested uses for ultrasounds are suggested: cleaning jewelry, tanning on a sunbath, obtaining an image of an unborn baby. Of course, we have a use of ultrasound by cleaning the jewelry and obtaining an image of unborn baby. But tanning on a sunbath, this is what we use ultraviolet, generally high heat, not typical, very high intensity, but ultraviolet cause tanning. Okay, so cleaning jewelry and obtaining an image. So P and Q. So option will be, sorry, P and R. Option will be B. End X of a metal rod attracts the north pole of a compass needle. Which statement about the rod is correct? So you have a compass needle, and this compass needle, the north pole of the needle is attracted by a rod. This is the rod and X. Okay. It is made of copper? No. Copper cannot be magnetized. So A and B are immediately gone. Don't waste your time. So this rod is, cannot be made from copper. So A and B are gone. It is made of a steel that is not initially magnetized. I guess this is the C should be the correct option. The rod might be made of a steel, or it is, yes, it is a steel and is not initially magnetized, but because of the north pole it magnetized, or maybe magnetized and start attracting. It is made of a steel, so same statement, it is made of steel. With north pole at X, it is not possible, because if this is the north pole, then this X should repel the north pole of the compass needle, because they are saying that the X is attracting north pole. So this X has to be south so that it can attract. That means it is made of a steel that is not initially magnetized. So option is C. 31. A positive charged rod is held close to an insulated metal sphere. The sphere is earthed as shown. So we have a earthed positive. Now you know that what happened. Because of the, and remember, the rod is not in contact with the sphere. It is slightly distance apart. So what happened? From the earth is a source of negative charge. So from earth, electron starts going into the metal. So we have negative charges coming into the metal. So the sphere becomes negatively charged. First thing, move on. The earth connection is removed, and then the rod is removed. First we remove the earth connection, and then we remove the rod. So once we remove the earth connection, the incoming electron remains in the sphere, and then we remove the rod. That means the sphere has additional negative charge, and these are free electrons. So option A and option B are immediately gone, because we cannot have X's positive charge. Yes, we can have option C or D, but we need to choose which one is the best option, because electrons are freely moving. Once the positive rod is removed, these electrons starts repelling each other and uniformly distributed away from each other at equidistance. So this is the possible scenario situation for electron, as maximum away as possible. So option is C. And this is all because of the repulsive forces between the electron. 32. The diagram shows a circuit. The ammeter has 4 different range settings. Which range setting gives a reading near the midpoint of the range? Okay, so these are the range. First we figure out current in the circuit. So current of the circuit. And how do we do that? Current is voltage divided by resistance. And you know that voltage is 12, total voltage, and we need to find the total resistance. So 5000 ohm and 5000 ohm, two equal resistance connected in parallel. When two equal resistance connecting parallel, then the combined resistance is half of their values. So the combined resistance R will be, this is 5000, so combined resistance R will be 2500 ohm, half of 5000. So this is the combined resistance. So current will be 12 divided by 2500. So the current, your calculator will give you answer 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere, and 10 to the power minus 3 is milli. So you can say 4.8 milliampere, and 4.5 is approximately 5 milliampere, and this is half of this range, 0 to 10. So it cannot be 0 to 1 because half of this is 0.5. So A is wrong. And we have a current milliampere. So option C and D are gone. So 0 to 10 milliampere and 5 is approximately, 4.8 is in between 0 to 10. So option is B. Question 33, in which example is the current 1 ampere? So which is giving you current of 1 ampere? So you have different formulas to find the current. The first one is the charge of 0.1 coulomb passes through 100 millisecond. So you have a resistor, a charge of 0.1 coulomb passes through a resistor in 100. So this is time and this is charge Q. So you can find the current. I is equal to charge divided by time, and the charge is 0.1 divided by time. Time is 100. Remember, it's not 100, it is 100 milli. This milli is 10 to the power minus 3. So you must write 100 into 10 to the power minus 3. You can use your calculator, so the current will give you 1 ampere. And this is the option. So option is A. You can check the other option, B, 10 volt lamp with the input power 0.1. So if you need to find current in the second option, then you use formula P is equal to VI. I is equal to P upon V, power divided by voltage, 0.1 divided by 10. It's not B1. So B is not your option. Part C, a resistor of resistance 0.5 ohm R with the potential difference of 2. So you have resistance, you have a voltage. So you can find I is equal to V upon R. V is 2 and R is 0.5, and it will not be equal to 1. So it cannot be C. Two resistors with the current 0.5 ampere. Two resistance with a current of 0.5 ampere. So connected in series current remains the same. So in both the resistor in series, current will be 0.5 ampere. So current is not 1. So option is A. You don't need to check the rest of the three because you already have done correct calculation in current. So just save your time, but I explain so that you can understand why not the others. 34. Which graph shows the relationship between current and the voltage for a filament lamp? So we are given current and voltage graph. We need to find the filament lamp. Remember, for filament lamp, we cannot have a straight line. The reason is resistance of the filament lamp increases with increase of the voltage or increase of the current. So as voltage increases, as V increases, current increases, so resistance also increases. And we are given current voltage graph. So for current I against voltage graph, remember gradient of the graph, gradient of this IV graph is 1 upon resistance. So for filament lamp, if you see, gradient is decreasing. Gradient is steepness. Gradient is decreasing. Once the gradient decreases, resistance increases because they are reciprocal. So R resistance is equal to 1 upon gradient for IV graph. Remember, if you have a VI graph, then gradient is the resistance. And for filament lamp, IV graph is curving down. So basically option is A. Question number 35. A 100-watt lamp is switched on for 5 hours each day for 3 weeks. Okay. The cost of 1 unit, 1 kilowatt hour, is 0.24. How much does it cost to run the lamp for this time? If the lamp runs for 3 weeks for 5 hours every day, 100-watt lamp, so how much cost will be? So we need to find how much energy we use in 3 weeks for 5 hours for that power of lamp. Remember, we deal with the kilowatt hour, and this power is given in watt. So first of all, power should be 100 watt must be converted into kilowatt. So divided by 1000. And you know that energy is power multiplied by time. So power is 0.1 times time, and time is 5 hours each day for 3 weeks. That means 21. So your answer will be 10.5. This is your total energy used, and the cost for 1 unit is 0.4, and you have that much energy used. So total cost will be 10.5 times 0.24, and then answer will be 2.52. So option is C. A 3-pin main plug contains a fuse. A device with double insulation has a cable connected to a plug. Which part of the plug is not connected to the cable? Earth pin, fuse, live pin, and neutral pin. Remember, fuse is necessary to protect, so we need to connect fuse. Live pin must be connected because it is carrying current, bringing current into the device, and neutral is taking back all the current. So these three are necessary for a component to work. So earth pin is not connected. Option is A. 37. A trolley carrying a strong magnets rolls down a ramp at constant speed. It passes through a coil. So this is a coil, and the car with the magnet is passing through the coil. Now clearly this is the case of electromagnetic induction, where the flux or the magnetic field of a coil changes, and in the coil EMF is induced due to change in magnetic field or change in flux, because the magnetic field of the magnet will be cutting the coil when it passes through the coil. So we have a EMF in the coil. Now an electromotive force EMF is induced in the coil. A graph of EMF against time is plotted. The experiment is repeated with the different coils and with the steeper ramp. a steeper ramp. That means trolley will be moving faster. The trolley moves at a greater constant speed on the steeper ramp. Which graph is produced using the coil with the least number, least number of turns and the steepest ramp? All the graphs are drawn at the same scale. Because the trolley will be moving fastest, that means EMF will be induced with a small amount of time. So time interval will be less because of the high speed. That means A and B, if you compare, they have a same time interval, and C and D, they have a small time of interval. So the time interval of A and B are same, time interval of C and D are the same, but because the trolley is moving faster, for second case, a steeper ramp, that means time, it will moving faster, it will cross the coil quickly, it will take less time. That means A and B both are immediately gone. So either C or D, we need to choose the best option. So because the time interval is less in both, next thing is we are using least number of turn. That means the amount of EMF will be less. So if you see the maximum EMF is this and the maximum EMF is higher. Least number of turn, that means the maximum EMF will be least. So option is C, because of the least number of turn. (38) A student uses a transformer to light a filament lamp using 230 volt AC. Supply. The lamp has a maximum voltage of lamp has a maximum voltage rating 6 volt. This is the rating at which the lamp works. Maximum, remember. So we have a 300 turns, 20 turns, 230 turns, and so on. What happens when the circuit is switched on? The lamp does not light at all. It all depends whether the VS, the secondary voltage, if less than 6 volt, then we will choose lamp does not light. The lamp lights at a normal brightness. If it is a 6 volt, it will be a normal brightness. The lamp lights dimly. If slightly less than 6 volt, it will light dimly. The lamp lights up brightly and then goes out. If the output voltage is too much greater than 6 volts, that's what we need to first find. We need to figure out VS first. You know that VS upon VP, secondary voltage divided by primary voltage, is equal to secondary number of turn divided by primary number of turn. You can flip the relation. You can say VP upon VS is equal to NP upon S. But because we need to find VS, that's why I wrote in this form. Now I can make VS as a subject. So VS is equal to NS VP divided by NP. NS, number of secondary turn, 20 times VP, primary voltage, 230 divided by number of turn, 300. That means VS would be equal to 15.3 volt, which is much greater than 6. That means the lamp lights immediately. For a short interval of time it will lights up brightly, but then goes off because of the high amount of voltage. So option is D. (39) What does an alpha particle consist of? A typical question of nature of alpha particle or structure of alpha particle. Alpha particle consists of 2 proton and 2 neutron. So 2 proton and 2 neutron only. Option is B. The count rate from a radioactive source falls from 4,000 per minute to 500 counts per minute in 72 seconds. What is the half-life of the source? So there are two ways to solve this question. I will give you both. The first one is the easiest one. So you can start with at t equal to 0. At the start, you have a count rate of 4000. And then at t equal to, this is the first half-life, t half, first half-life, then it becomes 2000. And the second half-life, it becomes 1000. And then third half-life, it becomes 500. So if you see, this is the first half-life, this is the second half-life, this is the third half-life. So we have 3 half-lives. And 3 half-lives equal to 72 minutes. That means 1 half-life is t half would be equal to 72 divided by 3, which is 24 minutes. So option is D. So that's how you can find the half-life. Another method which is slightly difficult, but basically if you can see that after n half-life, after n half-lives, the count rate or the number of nuclei becomes 1 upon 2n to the power original activity. So you can find the half-life, number of half-life from there. So you can say that 1 upon 2 to the power n of 4000, after we don't know how many half-lives are there, so that's what we are finding. After n half-lives, the activity becomes 500. And now you can solve this equation. So 2 zeros gone. So 1 upon 2n is equal to 5 upon 40, which is 1 upon 2n is equal to 5 ones and 5 eights. So 1 upon 8. And then 1 upon 8 can be written as 2 to the power 3, 1 upon 2n. Clearly you can say that n is equal to 3. So there are 3 half-lives as here. And then again you do 72 divided by 3, so you have 24. So it's up to you, whatever your concept or whatever your understanding is, you can use any method. So answer is 24. Thank you very much. I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I will give answer as soon as possible as I can. So have a nice time.